Diamond 88.7 FM.
Keep listening to the music, to the sound, to the
Diamond FM.
Looking for a reliable, up-to-date source of credible news at all time? Your shining supreme station is the answer. Stay tuned for the news on the hour by 1 p.m. every day on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. Shining supreme. You can only get timely, credible, and reliable news on your shining supreme station. Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
From the news desk of Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin, this is News on the Hour.
In the headlines, U.S. deploys troops to Nigeria after December airstrikes. No going back on reforms, President Tinubu tells World Bank team. INEC assures readiness for 2027 polls despite Electoral Act delay. Bandits killed 10, burn houses in Kwara communities. On the foreign scene, Libya probes killing of Gaddafi's son in Zintan. In sport, Lookman reveals talks with Simeone before Atletico Madrid move. Good afternoon and thank you for staying with us on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. This is the news on the hour. I am Bisola. Oduwole Suleiman. We'll bring you details of the news after this break. Please stay with us.
See, Weto is from our tribe and we have the same religion. So we have to protect our own. Our tribe isn't corrupt. I beg you, leave them now our Peking.
Wait, stop and think. Do you realize that the impact of corruption and careless decisions by that clansman or family member of yours doesn't know tribalism or nepotism? Let's hold everyone accountable for a better society and country. If you see something, say something to the right authorities.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
Welcome back from that short break. Please note that you can listen to us via our website, www.diamondfm.net, or watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 87 FM and YouTube Diamond FM Ilorin. Now the news in detail. The United States has deployed a small team of troops to Nigeria, marking its first official ground military presence since airstrikes targeted terrorist positions on Christmas Day in 2025. The development follows strikes ordered by U.S. President Donald Trump against what he described as Islamist state targets, amid warnings that further military action could follow. According to reports, the move comes after an agreement between Washington and the federal government to deepen counter-terrorism cooperation as threats rise across West Africa. U.S. Africa Command Head General Dagvin R.M. Anderson said the collaboration has expanded to include a small U.S. team bringing unique capabilities through, though it declined to disclose its size or specific mission. Nigeria's Defense Minister Christopher Musa confirmed the team's presence, while security sources said the Americans are likely supporting intelligence gathering and targeting of groups such as Boko Haram and the Islamic State West Africa province. President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday reaffirmed that his administration would not reverse its economic reforms, pledging continued transparency and accountability in governance. He spoke while receiving a World Bank delegation led by Managing Director of Operations Anna Berde at the State House in Abuja. President Tinubu said although the reforms were initially painful, they were necessary to strengthen Nigeria's economy and unlock opportunities for its growing youth population. He noted that difficult decisions, including the removal of fuel subsidies and unification of the exchange rate, were taken to stabilize the economy, adding that inflation had eased and that the naira had become more stable. Moving on, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has assured Nigerians of its preparedness for the 2027 general election, despite delays in the passage of the amended Electoral Act currently before the National Assembly. The Commission said it has concluded work on the election timetable and schedule of activities. INEC Chairman Professor Joash Amukpiton disclosed this on Wednesday in Abuja during a meeting with CSO civil society organizations. He noted that while INEC has made its inputs to the National Assembly, the timing of the amendment's passage could affect certain aspects of the Commission's planned activities. Amukpiton, however, said INEC would continue to operate based on the existing Electoral Act until a new law is enacted. The Nigerian Senate has urged the Federal Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, to ensure the procurement, quality assurance, proper storage and nationwide availability of safe and affordable anti-venoms in public and private hospitals. The call followed public outrage over the death of an Abuja-based singer and former contestant of The Voice Nigeria, Ifunanya Nwagene, popularly known as Naya, after she reportedly could not access anti-venom treatment. Lawmakers stress that priority attention must be given to high-risk areas where snake bites are prevalent, noting that anti-venoms and other critical antidotes should be readily available as part of emergency healthcare preparedness. Nwagene, 26, reportedly died after being bitten by a cobra at a residence in Lugbe, Abuja, and was taken to multiple health facilities where anti-venom was unavailable. Still on the local scene, the Department of State Services, DSS, on Tuesday arraigned former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, SAN, alongside his son, Abdulaziz, before the Federal High Court in Abuja over alleged terrorism financing and illegal possession of firearms. Malami, who served under former President Muhammadu Buhari from 2015 to 2023, was docked on a 5-count charge. In one of the counts, the DSS accused the former AGF of knowingly abetting terrorism financing by refusing to prosecute alleged financiers of terrorism whose case files were forwarded to his office during his tenure. Justice Abdul Malik ordered the defendants to file a formal bail application, adjourned the matter to February 20 for bail hearing and commencement of trial, and directed that they remain in DSS custody. National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Professor Nentawe Yewatda, has dismissed reports linking him as a potential running mate for President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 presidential election. Speaking on national television reported by Diamond FM today, Yewatda described the rumors as baseless and misleading. It also denied claims that Vice President Kashim Shettima could be dropped, saying such speculation is raising dust where there is no dust at all. Yewatda emphasized that discussions on a vice presidential candidate can only take place after the party's presidential primary is concluded.
Nobody is discussing anything about the issue of the vice president. The issue of the candidature comes after primary election, where the party and the candidate will sit down and select and nominate a running mate for the president, now sent to INEC. Sometimes when you see people trying to raise dust where there's no dust at all, most of these speculations are from the same opposition. I saw one of them, one of the opposition leaders. I chaired this party, and this is a party decision. And that's why I made a statement from 2 weeks back that no political appointee or elected person in APC caused the issue of the vice president.
And lastly, on the local scene, at least 10 people were reportedly killed on Tuesday evening as bandits launched a renewed attack on Woro and Nuku communities in Kayama local government area of Kwara State. Residents said several houses were also set ablaze during the violent invasion, leaving many families devastated. A community leader confirmed that the attack is suspected to be hiding in the forest around the national park in Bogu, Niger State, stormed Woro in large numbers at about 6 p.m. The Kwara State government, through the chief press secretary to the governor, Rafiu Ajakai, also confirmed the incident. Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak condemned the attack, describing it as a cowardly act by terrorist cells frustrated by ongoing counter-terrorism operations. And that's it on the local scene. The News on the Hour is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM in Lauren. We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll bring you foreign and sports news. Please stay with us.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond 887 FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
Welcome back from that break. You're still tuned in and listening to the News on the Hour, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM in Lauren. Before that break, we brought you local stories. Now we move on to the foreign scene. In foreign news, Libyan prosecutors on Wednesday announced the opening of an investigation into the killing of Saif al-Salam Gaddafi, son of former ruler Muammar Gaddafi, in the city of Zintan, northwest Libya. The public prosecutor's office said forensic experts had been deployed to the area, confirming that the victim died from gunshot wounds. Authorities said efforts were underway to identify suspects, speak with witnesses, and gather evidence surrounding the incident. Saif al-Islam's lawyer, Marcel Sescaldi, said that his client was killed on Tuesday by an unidentified four-man group that stormed his residence in Zintan. Still in foreign news, UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has described Russia's renewed attacks on Ukraine's energy sector as barbaric and particularly depraved, following strikes on power plants and critical infrastructure in Kyiv and other cities. The attacks came at temperatures plunging to minus 20 degrees, leaving thousands of residents without heating. Starmer's comments followed the conversation with U.S. President Donald Trump, who has been leading efforts to mediate a ceasefire. And that's it on the foreign scene. Moving into the world of sport, Super Eagles forward Ademola Lookman has confirmed that he spoke directly with Atletico Madrid manager Diego Simeone before completing his winter transfer from Italian side Atalanta. Lookman was officially presented at the Riyadh Air Metropolitan Auditorium on Tuesday, describing his conversation with Simeone as positive and reassuring. The 28-year-old said he is eager to bring his dynamic, speed-based style to Atletico and contribute in crucial moments, adding that representing both his country and a club of Atletico's stature is a great responsibility and a pleasure. Still in sports news, Super Eagles head coach Eric Chell has praised Tochukwu Nadi following his transfer to French League One side Olympique Marseille from Belgian club Zulte Waregem. The 22-year-old signed a contract with Marseille until the summer of 2030 in a deal reportedly worth €6 million. Chell described him as a fast, strong and aggressive midfielder capable of winning back the ball and making key interceptions, adding that he deserved to play in a bigger league earlier in his career. And that's it in the world of sport. With that, we've come to the end of the News on the Hour for today. But before we go, here is a recap of the major highlights. U.S. deploys troops to Nigeria after December airstrikes. No going back on reforms, President Tinubu tells World Bank team. INEC assures readiness for 2027 polls despite Electoral Act delay. Bandits kill 10, burn houses in Kwara communities. On foreign scene, Libya probes killing of Gaddafi's son in Zintan. In sports news, Lookman reveals talks with Simeon before Atletico Madrid move. Those are the major headlines as brought to you this afternoon. Before we wrap up the news, we'll take a look at our Today in History segment. Did you know that on this day in the year 2004, social media took a major leap as Mark Zuckerberg and fellow Harvard students founded Facebook? Now you know. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact the Diamond FM newsroom number on 091 606 27526 091 606 27526. Please join us at 3 p.m. for the news flash and at 5 p.m. for the news across the world. For a comprehensive bulletin, log on to our website www.diamondfm.net to listen to us from any part of the world. Download our app on Google Play Store and iOS Apple Store, Diamond FM, to also keep up to date with us. The news on the hour was edited by Adeyemi Adewale. I am Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. Thank you for listening to your shiny Supreme Station. Please stay tuned for the news in Yoruba coming up shortly. Good afternoon and happy midweek to you.